Welcome. I am Carol Hollingsworth, JPS Vice President Sales. I am with Iggy Brigado, JPS Senior Solutions Engineer. Today we're going to discuss a new product that is the result of collaboration between JPS and its partner Agile Interoperability Solutions. This product is the CommsKit Z2 Plus. The CommsKit Z2 Plus is a rack-mounted unit that integrates the highly capable JPS RSP Z2 with a highly capable LTE router solution. JPS supports the CommsKit Z2 Plus, as well as supporting Agile Interoperability Solution as the provider of this product. The CommsKit Z2 Plus will not be available from JPS. It will be available from Agile Interoperability Solutions. We will introduce representatives from Agile Interoperability Solutions at the end of this presentation. The product layout is very simple. The RSP Z2 is on the right with its associated radio interface cable connection. The CommsKit Z2 Plus includes Amphenol to JPS DB15 adapters. This allows capability with all JPS radio interface cables. We're not going to focus on the RSP Z2 in this webcast. You can visit the JPS website for more information on the RSP Z2, as well as reviewing the RSP Z2 videos on the Interop YouTube channel. The Agile LTE Mobile Core has lots of key features, which you can see on the left side of the CommsKit Z2 Plus. Iggy, can you talk about the Agile Mobile Core?
I certainly can, Carol, and really a very capable addition in terms of LTE connectivity. And one of the biggest benefits that I see in terms of what the mobile core brings in terms of the CommsKit Z2 Plus are the 4 active LTE radios. And I kind of want to key on the word and focus on the word active. It does have 4 fully active LTE radios as well as 4 fully active SIMs. And so what this allows us to do is create some situations where I might want to aggregate my data links with my cellular providers. And so what the 4 radios provide us, 4 active radios provide us, is what we call a soft handoff. And this allows data continuity again. If we're in a situation, especially if we're in transit and we have to switch to another cell site, for instance, while we're traveling from one location to another, traversing many cellular regions, we might need to switch off and find another cell site. Because we've already created this situation where we make the connection before we break the connection, we always have continuity in our data flow, or what we call session persistence. So I believe that's one of the most important aspects of having multiple radios.
Iggy, I thought other LTE routers have multiple LTE radios and multiple SIM capabilities.
Yeah, well, they do, Carol. Let me give you an example. So if I had a LTE router that had a single LTE radio, for instance, and maybe that LTE solution can support maybe dual SIM cards. Well, I don't have that one-to-one relationship between the radio and my SIM cards. And so this is where I might have an issue when handing off to another site. I might be faced with a hard handoff as opposed to a easy soft handoff, meaning I would have to break before I make the connection. So what we have here in the CommsKit Z2 Plus is with our 4 radios, we have that ability to create that soft handoff. We have that situation where we can make the connection before we can break that connection. So we have session persistence. And that's one of the advantages of having that one-to-one relationship or ratio between my active SIMs and my active radios. Another feature of the CommsKit Z2 Plus, it is FirstNet Band 14 capable, and so that's good news for our public safety and fire services as well as our federal customers. And we can also support embedded SIMs. The CommsKit Z2 Plus also has a couple RJ45 physical ports on the front, as you can see here. These can be assigned as either LAN or WAN ports on the front of the device as well.
Iggy, what's the advantage of having the capability to assign these ports?
Yeah, good question, Carol. There are 2 physical ports on the front of the unit itself, and they're fully assignable. You can assign them as a WAN port or a LAN port. So if I want to support other operations around the CommsKit Z2 Plus, I can share my data link. The WAN port can also be assigned to provide load balancing. So if I introduce a SATCOM terminal, I can create sort of a hierarchy or a priority listing of my different data services. Obviously, I put LTE at the top. I can have my SATCOM terminal come into play to supplement my LTE solution. So really, this gives you a broad base in terms of my network connectivity. And Agile also offers a couple options, and we call those Core Control 1 and Core Control 2.
Iggy, can you tell us more about the core control solutions?
Yeah, Core Control, again, these are options available from Agile Interoperability Solutions. In essence, Core Control 1 is a management platform. It provides bulk management. So, in other words, if you had multiple CommsKit Z2 Pluses out in the field, you have visibility of all those LTE mobile core devices, and you can do such things as monitor the health of those devices, make sure the firmware is correct. So that's an option that will help you in your wide area deployment. Core Control 2 is different. This is a virtualization or centralization of your SIM assets. So, for instance, in one of your CommsKit Z2 Pluses, if maybe the data plan on one of your SIMs is starting to run out, for instance, you can then assign a virtual SIM from a SIM array that might be in a centralized location and keep your data flowing. Or if you're operating in an area where your SIMs, your physical SIMs in your CommsKit Z2 Plus cannot support, you can then virtualize a SIM from your centralized SIM array, for instance. So a couple great options. Check out the AIS website for this wide area type of solution. You know, as you mentioned earlier, Carol, we're not going to really dwell too much on the RSPZ2.
That's correct, Iggy. In addition to the use cases and case studies located on the JPS website, there are several short tutorial videos on the JPS Interop channel, so please visit the website for additional information, and there's a lot of it on the JPS website.
Yeah, before we proceed, let's look just real quick look at that RSPZ2. I just wanted to show all the interfaces that are capable in the RSPZ2 dual channel gateway. We do have a front haul, as you can see the listing on the top. Naturally, we would support 4-wire devices or radios, but we don't necessarily need to do that. We can support other digital protocols for backhaul solutions. We can support standards-based protocols such as SIP and RTP, a myriad of push-to-talk over cellular services, as well as JPS MCC consoles, our hardware-based consoles. And as you can see the listing at the bottom, we can also support many digital protocols as well, again, to help us transport radio and telephony communications using various means. And also support PTT over cellular solutions, as well as voice logging, RTP and SIP recording solutions, wireless and wired USB headset. And as you can see on the top, we do also have a wide area system protocol, which we'll be talking about in a subsequent webcast, talk about these large wide area distributed solutions. Okay, Carol, so let's build a system. So I'm going to add a couple donor radios. The RSPZ2 has 100% protocol agnostic interfaces to support literally any LMR device out there, LMR system or protocol.
Normally, the radio interface cable's attached to the rear of the RSPZ2, correct?
Exactly. So this, I kind of like this solution because if you've ever been in a mobile command post, a lot of times you'll have to get to the radio interfaces on the gateways, and sometimes you have to go behind the rack, and sometimes that's very difficult to do. In this situation, everything's exposed in the front, and so it allows really ad hoc connections into maybe a walk-up type of radio situation. And as you can see, here in the CommsKit Z2 Plus that I have here, we do see the Amphenol circular connections on the left-hand side here. And the kit does come with 2 adapters that will adapt from the Amphenol circular connection to the standard JPS DB15 interface. And so your existing cable cache or all the cables that are currently in our catalog will be able to be supported by the CommsKit Z2 Plus through that Amphenol connection. So it helps, I think it's a rugged solution and an easily accessible solution, especially in a vehicular type of situation.
Iggy, why don't we share a typical case or use case? I believe that one of those would be a vehicular solution, correct?
Yeah, especially we're talking about LTE, you know, a ability to do handoff and have multiple radios. This is a great platform for instance, a mobile command post that has to travel from, for instance, headquarters to an area of operation, traversing lots of cellular coverage areas. And again, this is where the advantage of the 4 fully active LTE radios comes into effect. We can create that situation where we're making that connection and then breaking that connection. This then allows us to create that soft handoff and create that session persistence. We can then add, again, remember we have these programmable WAN ports and LAN ports, so we can add SATCOM for load balancing. Naturally, because of the RSP Z2, we can add disparate radio systems or protocols or channels. And remember, this RSP Z2 not only supports radios, but you can also support SIP, RTP, RoIP backhaul solutions, as well as JPS bridge channels, JPS MCC hardware-based consoles, as well as push-to-talk over cellular solutions. So it's really just in this one platform, we have tremendous amount of capabilities. And one of the other capabilities in the CommsKit Z2 Plus is dual Wi-Fi channels. And in a lot of cases, you might not want to use the Wi-Fi embedded in the CommsKit Z2 Plus. Remember, you have LAN ports, and you might be able to associate the CommsKit Z2 Plus into an existing Wi-Fi infrastructure or an access point. And one thing you might want to consider is the deployment of other Wi-Fi mesh routers out into my area of operation. Now, this gives us a situation where we can extend our data, reach into my area of operation, and we can share our data with other devices that are, like, for instance, sensors or computers or other networkable devices. And naturally, we can add JPS products like RSP Z2s, for instance, to create a wide area system. Naturally, if you want to build out a larger regional system or a statewide system, a nationwide system, or a worldwide system for that matter, you can add other CommsKit Z2 Pluses. Again, taking advantage of 4 active LTE radios, create that LTE connectivity, load balance, again, with SATCOM or other terrestrial network means. And then when we combine that with a Z-Series controller, now we've had a really unique wide area distributed solution.
Iggy, we continue to create more applications for the versatile RSP Z2 through our talented JPS engineering team. The upcoming webcast will be on the Z product applications. We'll focus on applications for the Z products. It may need to be a series of applications. There's just simply too many applications, and that list continues to grow. Iggy and I very much appreciate your joining us today to learn more about this new product, the CommsKit Z2 Plus. Again, this product was a collaboration between JPS and JPS partner Agile Interoperability Solutions. For additional information on this product, please contact Agile Interoperability Solutions Direct. We appreciate very much your being with us today. We look forward to seeing you at the next JPS webcast. Thank you so much and have a great day.
See you next time.